I wanted to do kind of an overview of the new Twister XT from Rollerblade. Came out a few months ago, and I just got it, so I'm gonna give a what's in the box and then some of my initial impressions. I've skated with it inside the house, and in the upcoming weeks I'll put them on for some skating sessions outside and give a review basically on the fit, how it feels, jumping and that sort of stuff. So just a quick overview. The Twister XT is a direct replacement to the Twister Edge and Edge X of last year. So that was two separate skates. They're basically the same, just the Edge X came with hydrogens and ILQ9s. The regular Edge didn't, so that had a price difference and a slight aesthetic difference, but otherwise they're the same skate. So now it's just one skate. I'm guessing Rollerblade, they're trying to minimize how much stuff they have to make, and they can charge a little bit more, so might as well. So this skate comes in $300 US, so it's not the cheapest skate in the world, but $300 skates, mid-tier, high-tier. So we'll see how it performs and what it comes with, if it's worth it. But it's basically the same as last year. We'll just go over some of the differences. But anyway, we'll look at the design in a bit. We'll go over what's in the box. So it does come with a manual. It gives basic information, putting it on, how to adjust the buckles, tighten it down, skate pre-check, basic maintenance like cleaning the bearings, rotating the wheels, that sort of stuff. If you've gone on skates, and particularly if you've owned skates before, it's not really new information. But it covers pretty much everything you would ever really need to know. There's obviously a bunch of things you could possibly do, but this is the basic stuff. Now, it's thick because it covers 20 languages, so it's really 4 or 6 pages. That's actually useful content in any given language, but it's in the box. Next up, your toolkit comes with 2 Allen keys. The other tool is meant to remove the cuff if you need to replace it either with a different color or if it breaks. But that you can buy separately. It comes in the box regardless, but if you lose it, you can get one again too. It comes with a brake in the box, and it has the axle with it too. My quick side note on this, I like that it comes with a brake because it's extra value, but at the same time, I feel most people getting this skate are not interested or won't use the brake. I certainly won't, but it comes in the box, so I can't really be that disappointed. I know the 110s don't come with it in the box. It's a slightly different design. It has more stuff. It's $30 or something. So that's a separate purchase, but here it's included, and it's otherwise would be $20. So my recommendation going forward is to not include this and include like the skate tool or a bottle of lube, but that's just my opinion. Footbed sizers, I don't remember. I think the Twister Edges came in separate or like half sizes, and that's not the case now. And I'm guessing this is, again, minimize inventory. So basically everything is on the half size. So this is, like, for example, the 275 millimeter or the US 9.5. And you can size it down to a size 9 or 270 millimeter with these footbed sizers. So you stick this in, I'm guessing underneath the insole, and it's meant to fill up some of that internal volume. That way it fits a bit tighter. It's a little piece of foam. It's dense. It's not really going to do too much in terms of like cushioning or anything, but it's a little bit extra. I haven't tried it because for me it fits fine at 9.5, maybe a bit tight, but I definitely don't need these. But that's, I guess, their way of kind of minimizing inventory and, again, allowing for some adjustment. So that comes in the box. And it comes with laces. It is pre-laced when you get it, so you don't have to worry about that. But it comes with black laces. And then separately, you get another black lace and some green laces for accents. Now, the lace itself, it's like a polyester sheath, and it's flat. So, it'll do a good job in terms of durability and hold. It's not going to be the best. I've seen people, they'll put on like hockey laces, which are wax laces. Those are definitely going to be grippy. I usually don't use those because they get a lot of dust and dirt on them, at least in my experience. But certainly I've seen people do that, so that's something you may want to change. But otherwise, they're good, and it comes with some replacements if you need it. Now, let's go over the liner first. Pretty big, not big changes, but this is where a lot of the changes occurred for the design. So the first thing I remember, or I believe, is that they added this piece here, this plastic piece on the tongue, and there's actually slots in here. I'm pretty sure you can put your laces through them. And the idea is that it minimizes the tongue going limp on you, so it's not really going to go down. And if you lace it through, it won't slide and twist on you as much. Sometimes the tongue, it'll kind of go to the side and it'll be a bit imbalanced. That just happens as you move. So that's meant to mitigate that. So that's pretty cool. The other thing I think they did with the liner is the grommets. And these are at the ankle. And same idea here. You run the laces through them. You get some extra stability and to that degree customization if you want to really tight up here, if you want a little bit looser, but you can put laces through here, so that's cool. And the liner, I guess, as a whole, it has kind of a not super stretchy, but it nevertheless stretchy neoprene, and then it's kind of stiff foam here. You can see the hexagonal kind of interlining. And then you have the firm base plate here. It has some vent holes that match up with the boot, but there's really no padding here, so it's the insole that makes it up, which we'll look at in a second. Pretty cush ankle tongue, so that's good, and it kind of V's a little bit, and then it goes into that heel. So it's a pretty good liner. It's not the widest liner. I wish it was maybe like a ½ centimeter wider, but it's a pretty good liner. Are they Intuitions? I don't know. Those are $200 liners. I think these, if you wanted a replacement, are like $80 or $90. They're compatible with the Twister Edges and the Maxims, I believe. But I think they're like $80 or $90. So they aren't the cheapest liners, but they're pretty good. I would say, Intuitions are probably better, but I don't think they're that significantly better for most people, where the extra $100 makes a big difference. So, you might be fine with these for the rest of your life. The other change, as I said, was on the insole. The insole previously was like a piece of foam, really thin. And this year, they went with something a bit different, in a good way. It's formed. It has this, I'm guessing it's like a plastic reinforced textile, and it forms a heel cup into the arch at the midfoot, and that just provides some support. I guess if you have really flat feet, this may not be the best thing in the world, but if you have an arch, it'll make a big difference. The foam isn't like super squishy or anything. There's no gel, so it's not meant to like provide cushioning. It's just meant to be a bit more supportive. And I've heard people who own the previous Twister Edges and compared it to this. This makes a significant difference, and you really don't need a replacement immediately. So just like the laces, you may want to replace it, but it's pretty good as it comes. So is it the best? No. It doesn't provide the best shock absorption or cushioning or anything, but decent amount of support. It's probably all you need. Other thing to note, you may have seen it, the liners are sized, so if you do buy a replacement, check it, and if you get one from somewhere, you should check it just to make sure it's the right size. Same thing with the boot. So here is the rest of the skate, or the majority of the skate, really. We have their boot, frame, wheels, bearings, all that stuff. The boot's sized, so you'll notice it if it's too big or too small, but you can check it if you want. Inside, it's a little hard to see with the lighting, you have that shock absorber in red. It's a thin piece of silicone. It's not really squishy. It's mostly to handle like those really rough, jumps, or if you're on asphalt that's kind of loose, gravel sort of stuff. that'll reduce that vibration. There's a metal mesh there, meant for ventilation. And then on the very bottom of this, or front of the skate, you have holes. That matches up with those holes on the liner so that you get some ventilation. I mean, you don't buy this skate to have cool, dry feet. You buy this for performance. So don't expect your feet to have like AC, if you will. Even in like mesh skates, my feet get sweaty. So these aren't really going to help at all. But basically, just set your expectations correctly. It's not going to be a cool breeze on your feet. It's still going to be a very warm boot. But at least it's there to mitigate it. Now, you have your top strap, standard strap. You feed it in, and it basically clicks in here. And then this is your release buckle. And then the other side, this is meant to tighten it down, and then it has a locking component to it with a release button in lime green here. Some people may want to trim this if you find it's too long. That's pretty common. And those have replacements. The straps have replacements. A few other things have replacements too, like the cuff, lace things, or laces, and then I forget the other piece. And then there's the bumper right here, which there's one on each skate. Those are replaceable too in separate kits. So that's one nice thing about the Twister Edge or Twister series as a whole. You can kind of just replace the components if they break down. So that's the top buckle, or strap. The lower strap, it goes right on your ankle, and this one's ratcheting. So you feed it on the other, or you feed it onto this side, excuse me, and you just pull this until it's nice and tight, and then your release button, you push it inward or like towards the center of your body. So that's some adjustment there. And then otherwise you have laces. Again, it comes with the black ones on, or a set of black ones. There's another in the box, and those feed in right up to your ankle, and then the rest you can again feed into that liner and get a really secure fit above your ankle. You can, you can kind of adjust the cuff here, but it's not a lot. Like some skates you can adjust the angle of it and the height, not so much here, but it is removable, so you have that tool that comes in the box if you need to replace it. But otherwise you probably just leave it as is. The frame, it's extruded aluminum. I'm not sure of the grade. I'm sure it's stiff enough, and they've tested it to some degree that it won't brutally fail on you or anything. But it's otherwise a good frame. It has some design to it that I don't know how to describe it, but it's just like some stripes in a mildly blue-gray color. They're kind of hard to see up or from afar. And then you have a lime green rollerblade. It'll remind you this is only meant for up to 80 millimeter wheels, so you might want a different frame if you want 84, 90, 110, etc. And then you have a sticker letting you know that you have ILQ9 bearings in there from Twin Cam. It is a sticker, so eventually it'll wear off, I'm sure. But, it's there. On the other side, there's a sticker for the size, another way to confirm you have the right one. And the frame attaches with 2 bolts, one in the front, one in the back. It's a 165 millimeter distance, so pretty standard. So you can get rollerblade frames, or you can get frames from another manufacturer if you want, like Endless, for example. And of course with that you can change the whole setups. If you want a 4x90, 3x110, or something else, you can do so pretty easily. So I kind of thought about it, like, do you really buy a boot and then replace the frame, or do you just buy a whole other set of skates? I don't know, because I want a 3x110 in sometime in the future, but and a 4x90 for that matter, but I don't know, we'll see. In the meantime, I'll just stick to my 4x80, which is pretty reliable. Now, last thing, wheels and bearings. It comes with hydrant inspectors in black with lime green accents. They're great wheels. You really can't get that much better than Rollerblade's hydrogens, even if you don't have rollerblade wheels or skates. So no real complaints there. The Spectres aren't mechanically different, to my knowledge, to the regular hydrogens. It's just that they're colored. One thing I'll note, this colorway with black and lime green, I haven't seen it elsewhere. So if you want a replacement, they may not be available, or they may be available later. I'm not sure. But, it's a pretty unique color. It looks great. Bearings, as I said, ILQ9 Twin Cam Classic Plus specifically. I think it has the metal side plate or face shield or whatever it's called. And then standard chrome steel bearing balls or ball bearings. They're great. They have good tolerance, dimensional quality, so they're going to be pretty fast and last a long time, assuming you maintain it. So it's a great skate. There really isn't anything here, I think, that is of detriment. Certainly you could say some things could improve, like maybe you want a more cushy liner, you want it a bit wider, but there's nothing here that's like, this is a bad skate. It's a really good skate, in fact. And yeah, it's $300, so it's not cheap. But with that being said, I would, from my initial impression, if you're okay with getting into the world of performance fit, meaning the skate, the liner, it's going to be a little tight, not really any room, but that gives you that performance to jump and go really fast and carve and stuff, then this is a great skate. It's a great option. Of course, there are plenty of other skates that are really good. FR1s, FRXs, Power Slide Nexts. There's some Flying Eagle ones that are good. And from Rollerblade itself, you might be satisfied with the RB Cruiser or the Pro or the Maxim, which is also $300, but it's a little different. But it's a great skate. So, again, this was meant as a basic overview. I'm going to put them through their paces in the upcoming weeks, and I'll give a review. You'll probably see a ton of scuff marks and worn wheels, and that's kind of the point. But, yeah, if you have any questions about where I got them, or where to get them, I should say, and anything else that, what does it feel like, leave it below. But, yeah, that's about it. Thank you.